It has now been 20 years since Max DeVries took a ride on a jet ski while vacationing in Aruba and never returned. 20 years that the DeVries family has been living without answers. 20 years that a sister has lived without her brother. 20 years that a mom has lived without her son. Max's case is incredibly sad, and it's devastating to think about what could have been. Where would Max be today if he never took that ride with Senior? How different would everyone's lives be? We'll truly never know the answers to those questions, but there are questions that do have answers. Questions that pertain to the events that occurred while Senior took Max out on the water. Questions regarding the whereabouts of Junior while all of this was happening. What they did with Max, the mere 3 hours that they had alone with him out on the water while everyone searched for them. This is episode 6, The Loss. Max's case remains stagnant today. The FBI currently has his case, but it's unfortunately sitting on a shelf as an inactive case. The DeVries family deserves better than that. Max deserves better than that. Max was a brother, a son, a nephew, and a friend to so many. He is missed by everyone who knew and loved him.
Whenever we were with him, because he was silly and he was funny and he was more like me because we find humor in the dumbest things. So we always had a good time. It was fun. He had a lot of stories. He didn't have a problem telling me like about him and his friends and things that they did and silly things and stuff like that. And there was the serious side to him.
Thinking a lot about him and what we would have been like as brother and sister had we had that opportunity. I don't think I really realized how much I missed him.
You know what? You need a lot of time. So you don't tell people that you're sad or you're heartbroken or you're still crying in the bathtub because they don't want to know that. They don't want to hear that. They want to know like, oh, everything's okay. So you tell them that. But you're not. You know, you're sad because no one's listening to you about your son. And they think like, you're not going to find him. What are we going to do about it? I don't know what we're going to do about it. But we have to do something other than just say, it's been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It goes by fast when it's not going by so slow. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but Facebook has reconnected everybody in that time frame. Max's friends, his teacher, and given him a little bit of a voice that he didn't have back then for them to share stories because the school wasn't helping in the grieving process for these kids. They're like, oh, there's a counselor if you want to talk to them. Dominique goes to school. They didn't even think about her and how she was going to be treated or handled in school. I had no idea. You're just like walking zombies just trying to get to the next step. And that little girl suffered so much trying to find herself in this mess of her dead brother that, again, she was another lost or added victim to this whole story. How do you go on after losing your father, your brother? You don't have any friends anymore because they can't relate to you. How are you going to have fun at a sleepover when everybody's, laughing and you're like, I'm not having that much fun. She's missed out on her whole life. And it would be nice for her to have a closure to this story, not just me, but for her too. She's like the one who's gotten forgotten about this whole thing. Because, I'm the mom, but she's the sister without the father. And I think she's gotten lost in the story of Max. Well, I know everybody just wants to be heard, and there's so many voices out there that never get a chance. And as little as this might seem, it's not. You guys reached out and want to know. And it's not just Max's story, it's all the other stories, that you are trying to give a voice to in life. And you know what? There's so many grateful people that just don't know how to say thank you. So thank you.
Max was an incredibly smart, funny, and caring 14-year-old boy with his whole life ahead of him. He had so much potential and could have done so much with his life. Despite being here for such a short time, Max continues to make an impact on those who hear his story. And we need to continue to keep Max's memory alive by sharing his story and putting pressure on the FBI and the Aruban government to take a closer look at his case. We want justice for Max and his family. If you have any information about Max DeVries' case, please email givingtothemax@comcast.net. The email will be linked in the show notes below. Make sure to follow us on social media at Unseen Truth Podcast and visit unseentruthpodcast.com for more case information and future updates. If you'd like to be a part of the fight for Max DeVries and all the cases I cover here on The Unseen Truth, I'd like to invite you to be a part of Shores of Strength. Shores of Strength is a nonprofit organization that I recently founded dedicated to providing a community, support, and digital resources to help aid families in spreading awareness and seeking resolution for unsolved and missing persons cases. SOS provides digital media toolkits and resources to families of victims of crime and those who are missing to help spread awareness of these cases and assist law enforcement in finding answers. My team and I personally work with families to create these toolkits, which include custom flyers, social media templates and posts, digital awareness campaigns, reference guides, and website development. We provide these toolkits to families for free, and it is designed to help them in spreading awareness about their loved one's case across digital platforms. Our goal is to reach the masses using digital media, to help families find answers. Visit shoresofstrength.org for more information and to help us continue our mission.